Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Happy Meadow Tales. I'm your host, Steve Kitts. Matt's Traveling Circus. It was a peaceful afternoon in Happy Meadow. The sun was shining, and the breeze was light, and all the animals were enjoying a beautiful day. Robby the rabbit and Benny the squirrel were playing near the Farmer Brown's barn, racing their tiny cars along the dirt roads that they had built the day before with Grady, Farmer Brown's grandson. They were deep into their game when Benny's ears perked up. "What's that noise?" Benny said, tilting his head slightly. Robby stopped what he was doing and listened closely. In the distance they could hear the rheumatic creak of wheels and the faint sound of music. "Someone's coming!" Robby exclaimed. They both hopped up and ran towards the road, just in time to see a large, colorful wagon rolling down the path that leads through the meadow, with a big sign on the side of the wagon that read, "Matt's Traveling Troupe." The wagon was being pulled by none other than Rufus the red panda, with his powerful paws steadily pulling it. Behind him, set on top of the wagon, was Matt the tortoise, wearing a wide-brimmed hat, humming a gentle tune, and tapping his cane on the side in the rhythm to Rufus's pulling. "Look at that!" Benny squeaked excitedly. "It's Matt's Traveling Troupe." The rest of the troupe followed the wagon closely. Milo the monkey swang from tree branch to tree branch, flipping and twirling in the air. Leslie the llama was tall and goofy. She strutted with exaggerated bounce in her step, her long neck swaying with each clumsy movement. She occasionally stopped to make funny faces at passerbyers, drawing laughs from everyone. Duke the St. Bernard brought up the rear, carrying some heavier props in his broad shoulders while whistling a happy tune. Farmer Brown stepped out of the barn and smiled at the wagon as it came close and stopped in front of the barn. Farmer Brown told Matt that it was always great to have him there, and him and his gang were to visit and perform for them at the farm, and they could come back as often as they could. Rufus parked the wagon with ease, and Matt slowly climbed down with a wise smile on his face.
"Well, well,"
in his calm, deep voice.
"It's a fine day for a show, don't you think?"
Robby and Benny ran up, their faces lit up with excitement. "Welcome back," Benny said as they came up to the wagon. "Matt, what kind of show are you going to do for us today?" Robby asked, practically bouncing with enthusiasm. Matt gave a slow, thoughtful nod.
"Today, my dear friends, we're setting up a special performance. A tale of adventure, friendship, and bravery. It's one of our best."
Benny's eyes widened. "You think we can help? We want to be part of the show." Matt chuckled warmly.
"Well, of course. We always welcome eager helpers. Rufus, why don't you start setting up the stage next to the barn? And Milo, you give Robby and Benny a part in the show. I think they'd make fine performers."
Rufus, ever calm and collected, started to unload the props and setting up a portable stage right next to the barn. His paws were quick and precise, arranging everything perfectly. Meanwhile, Milo leaped down from the trees and landed gracefully in front of Robby and Benny. "All right, little guys," Milo said, clapping his hands. "You two are going to help me with acrobatic stunts. You think you're up for it?" Robby and Benny exchanged exciting glances and nodded eagerly. "We are ready," both of them said in unison. As the afternoon went on, Matt's troupe worked together to set up the stage. Leslie, always the clown, kept making others laugh by bouncing ridiculous objects on her head and humming out-of-tune songs while stumbling around in an exaggerated fashion. Her antics had everyone in stitches. Duke arranged the props, and Rufus provided the music with a gentle tune from his guitar. The animals of Happy Meadow began to gather around Farmer Brown's barn, all curious to see what the traveling troupe had in store today. Finally, as the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the meadow, the show began. Matt stood on center stage. His voice was calm and wise as they introduce the tale for the evening.
Tonight, we present to